Hey, welcome back, my amazing students. I'm so glad that some of you are still here. Very good, guys. That means that you are one of those students that are going to go very far in life if you can stick to boring lectures sometimes, right? Even though I'm not very boring, right? All right. Anyway, so let's get to it. So now that we have set up our database, now we need to set up a model, right? We need to have some type of structure for our data. Since we're using SQL, Alchemy here is going to help us actually, play around with database data as objects. So what we can do is we can create a class out of that data, all right, and play around with it, right? So let me show you how we can do this. So let's come back here and let's create a class here and let's call this task. And let's pass in the DB model. Simple as that. All right. And let's go ahead and grab the column right here, this method, and this is going to create the column in the database, right? As it's going to bring in and structure that. So we're going to make sure that the ID is an integer. Okay, and then we're going to pass in a second argument here. We're going to say the primary, this is going to be also the primary key, just like this. And guys, I'm not making this up. This is actually in the documentation, all right? So you're welcome to check the documentation to see how Alchemy works, all right? But very, 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 very good tool to use, okay? Anyway, yeah, so let's go ahead and take the title. And let's go here and create another column. As a matter of fact, let me just copy this guy out real quick here so I don't make any mistakes. I'm not using my glasses today either, so yeah, not prepared. Sorry about that. But anyway, yeah, let's do this. And as a matter of fact, let me wrap this up. All right. Column. All right, so yeah, there we go. I need a second parameter here. Let's make sure that the nullable here is actually false. Yeah, simple as that. Let me copy this whole line here, and let me just copy the other one. So that way make this a little faster. Let's create one done for completion, and this one should be a Boolean value. There are some editors out there that will give you some auto completion, and that will help you out because right now, sometimes, I'm not perfect, so I will probably forget some of these methods and not write them properly and we get an error. But you can always get extensions that could play around nicely with the packages that you're using, and you can get some auto completion there. That way you don't have to be typing this from scratch and remembering every little details, all right? Right now, I don't have any extension on this computer that could do that for me, but I could go ahead and download it real quick there, but I want to take my chances. I like difficult things. I want to take my chances and fix it if anything goes wrong. I love fixing stuff, so yeah. The Boolean value doesn't have to have any characters, so let's make it nullable, but we're also going to put a default here and want to make sure that the task is not done. Simple as that. And then lastly, let's create some dates here for the task, all right? And this one, we can have this datetime object here. Datetime, all right? This is all stuff that's in the package, okay? This is not stuff that I'm making up. This is not Python stuff. This is already being expected. It's inside, available to us in the package, all right? Anyway, nullable here would be false, and the default would be, now this I'm taking out from my datetime package that I have up here, okay? That's gonna be the default time. And we can get another method out of here. And this is actually helping me out because I do have an extension for that that has to do with Python, I believe. So you can always look for extensions. Let me see, hold on. There we go. I'll show you my extension real quick, just in case you guys want the same stuff. I got a Python extension from Microsoft. Got Pylance, Python environments, Python indent, extension pack. You can see that. I'm just gonna scroll down a little bit, but let me see this computer. Yeah, the most important one is this one here, Python. All right. Anyway, let me come back here. And this one, I believe, is UTC now. Yeah. And this one is telling me that class is deprecated. Yeah. And now it's telling me that I should use the time zone aware objects to represent by calling. All right, I see that. So that's this deprecated. Let's go back up here in daytime and let's just take out the time zone because that's what it was telling us to do. So come back here now. Where is this? And right here. And you can see it. I mean, you can read it again. It's telling us to do that. You can see it right here. Okay. I just did it in my head. Anyway, so we use the now method here and we pass in the time zone and we say, hey, now is UTC. That should work very good now. All right, so let's double check our task model here and see if everything is done correctly. So we got the ID is an integer, primary key is true. Then we got the title, which is a string of 160 characters, nullable false, great. The done is for completion of our task is a Boolean value. It is going to be default to false, nullable false. So it needs to be there, right? All these things need to be there on the task. Created at, DB, the daytime. Let me see, the daytime. Yep. Yeah, we did it correctly here. Perfect. All the stuff is done. Perfect. Now that we have a model here, now we can play around with adding and, doing the CRUD, creating, reading, updating, and delete. All right. So let's get to that on the next following lecture. And I'll see you guys then. Take care.